Was our love at first sight? I remember that summer night, the first time that I saw your eyes. Is it in the way you smile, or the way that I feel alive when we're dancing in the moonlight? I'm after your heart, after your heart, after your heart, after your heart. I'm after your heart, after your heart, after your heart, after your heart. 'Cause when I'm with you, no, I'm home. When I'm with you, no, I'm strong. When I'm with you, no, I belong, yeah, yeah. 'Cause you show me what real love feels like. Love feels like. Baby, you're on my mind. Every second that's going by, missing you like the sunlight. Never wanna be too far, 'cause I wanna be where you are. I just wanna have your heart. I'm after your heart, after your heart, after your heart, after your heart. I'm after your heart, after your heart, after your heart, after your heart. 'Cause when I'm with you, no, I'm home. When I'm with you, no, I'm strong. When I'm with you, no, I belong, yeah, yeah. 'Cause you show me what real love feels like. Love feels like. 'Cause I'm after your heart, after your heart, after your heart, after your heart. 'Cause you show me what was our love at first sight? I remember that summer night, the first time that I saw your eyes. Is it in the way you smile, or the way that I feel alive when we're dancing in the moonlight? I'm after your heart, after your heart, after your heart, after your heart. I'm after your heart, after your heart, after your heart, after your heart. 'Cause when I'm with you, no, I'm home. When I'm with you, no, I'm strong. When I'm with you, no, I belong, yeah, yeah.
Well, welcome along, everybody, to La Liga Live, if I get that correctly. We are here in Hungary. This is Season 6, Round 7, and at the moment you can see in the drivers' standings. Actually, that is the previous race results. My apology on that one. Which, if you want to go through those results real quick. The qualifying is underway, but we'll just miss a few minutes of qualifying. It's okay.
Yeah, so what we see here is standings after the Russia GP, and I do have to correct you a little. It's La Liga Fiesta,
La Liga,
just
yes.
like in the soccer, the Spanish league. And we do see that in the top, it's a really close fight between Thunberg and Umut, and they are really engaged in every race so far in a hard fight for the lead. It's really tight. Also behind them, really close, Pucki and Klashnik. So it's very much about Ferrari, Racing Point, and Mercedes. And we have Tritec and P5, and the two Alpha Tauri in 6 and 7, they have been the greatest hope in the last season to actually beat the Ferrari, but they just missed out by a margin. And just in case you wondered, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Shankster. I am a new commentator voice for you, maybe, but actually, you might remember me from the very first live stream we ever had. But Zulu is sadly not available today. He will show up as a surprise guest in the race, I hope. I'm
Okay.
just sending the invites to people, and I hope he will join us today to give us some good racing
Yeah.
and replace me in the Haas. And I'm with the wonderful Mr. Biggles here.
Yes, you are.
And yeah, and I'm just gonna go on with P8. That's next Ferrari angry dude. He had a bad season last season. It wasn't his season anyway. Everyone's looking
Well,
at him. If
this
he
is
can
the
support-
overall drivers' championship drivers standings that I throw it up there now too. I've changed it from the previous race just to
Oh, I
let
was
you know.
talking.
Yeah.
I was talking about the whole driver standings.
Oh,
Yeah, and
yeah. Okay, there it is. Well, it's up there, so if you can see that.
so yeah, the Ferrari, the guys, really struggling a little to get closer together and bring in the points because so far, like I said, Racing Point is having the lead in the championship, and yeah, so basically from 1 to 8 we have really strong drivers, really all of them fighting for points, and in 9 and 10 it's my teammate Bro Amazing and my humble self who isn't racing today, and the list goes on with Malcolm for the Red Bull and Vladimir Pudding for the Williams, McNish in the Renault,
All right.
Alpha Pelekis, who is not racing today, sadly. Also, Drippy has problems with his PC not starting in the Mercedes. Bonke will be here tonight in the Red Bull. Notorious also out. So Williams, only chance for Williams to score points today is the substitute that will be joining us. His name is Golden Globe. And in the back we have Yagish. I always struggle with his name. I don't know how to pronounce it right. And he will be with us, but his teammate will not be, so only one car for the McLarens. And finally, Munzi still hoping to score some points maybe for the first time. And yeah, we'll see how it goes today in Hungary.
Well, let's go down to the track as they're underway for their qualifying session. So we'll pull that up. There it is. Currently at the moment, the Ferrari's looking pretty strong at a 113.6 for the fastest provisional pole at the moment. That's about almost half a second over Alonzi Senpai, I believe that is.
Yeah,
So-
you
and
can
then-
also call him just Senpai. or
Senpai,
Baku, if you
good.
like.
Easier
Yeah.
the better. We're on board with
Yeah.
Munzi at the moment in the Alpine Team P6. He's got 22 seconds off the gap, but he's just putting in his first real banker lap. As he's approaching the final turn here, which is turn 14, and then on the power down the straight. Where's he going to slot his car up to? It'll be a 116. It's 2.7 seconds off the bubble. And that bubble being... oh, where is I'm trying to go to P11. Why is P11 McNish going back into the pits at the moment? Looking at P9. This trick track
Maybe
invalidated
some
the previous lap, so now he's getting ready. Getting everything.
Miscalculation. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's getting everything warmed up right now. The Alfa Romeo driver is just going through turn 13 now, turn 14. And he's got a box, actually. So he's going to put on some fresh boots. That's the first banker laps, I'd say, from a lot of people that haven't invalidated and so forth. We can see a couple of drivers are on an out lap. Let's go on to McNish. I'm also curious of Tom back in P10. We'll keep an eye. He's just up ahead, as you can see, from McNish's Renault. Now, Tomback's on the medium tyres, so he's getting out, putting a lap out, then see what he can do for his medium times and try perhaps an alternative strategy. You can see McNish just backing off a little bit now to allow the Racing Point driver to get on up the road there so they don't run into each other or have any issues in qualifying. That curb you just saw to the very right-hand side before, and that was on turn 12, I think that was. If I'm my mistake, that's a turn 5. That's the curb of death. It's a white chicane. It kind of sticks up quite high. You hit that one, the front end lifts up, the rear end has no traction, and then bang, all of a sudden you're into the wall, visiting the medical center. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's go to... Anybody's on a out lap. I'd say the Ferrari is on an out lap up ahead. And that will be this man, Umut. Currently set the fastest time and out ready to see if he can smash that time even more. There's that one. He's the only man this evening in the 113s. He's getting ready for his flying lap around here at Hungary for round 7 of the championship. And here it is. Now he's going to be on the loud pedal. Ooh, he's really taking a different line coming in and out of there. He's going to try to maximize it. Doesn't get an invalidation. Here we go. Flat on the throttle. Shankster, do you want to give us a hot lap around Hungary while we're on board the Ferrari? If you're there, sir, because I don't hear you.
Oh, I had my microphone switched off by accident.
Yes.
I'm sorry for that. So yeah, from what I know from Umut, he's on pace like every time. He's like a machine. He can. It's just like he memorized every corner, and usually he delivers. I mean, he already set not just a decent time, but a great time. And now the hard up right-hander there, where when you hit, as you mentioned, the inside, it can just really send you outside of the track. But from what I see, he's keeping it really clean, really focused, and he is one of the fastest guys I know in this game. In the time trial, he is always on top, and yeah, I'm expecting him to deliver once more. He surely wants to defend his title, because right now, coming up to the last 3 corners, he needs to do something, because Racing Point took the lead and they are challenging him, and today might be the day the Ferrari can score some decent points, because one of the Racing Points is missing. And there we go, Umut setting. Did he improve? I did not really watch the time. No?
He improved by
he did.
almost 4 tenths, and that was a very nice quick lap.
I'm still struggling a little. I still have to set up all my telemetry and stuff.
Tom Lack did a fantastic job as well. The Racing Point driver, he was on his flying lap just a little bit further behind, but he did it on the medium, so that's 1.1 second off that provisional pole. But on the medium tires, good strategy. Also go back that P5 there. Kanhu, he also set that time, which is a 114.5 on the medium, so it could be good for a strategy for them tomorrow. They still have more pace to find, but because those mediums should be about half a second slower than the softs, so they are currently still just over a second, as you see a few more drivers. Pompipuki getting into P3 at the moment. Senpai's P2. Angry Dude's pushed down a little bit there now. Kanho as well, but those guys can go back out and put some soft tires in if they want to improve on their tires or not.
Yeah, I'm especially looking at the Haas, because Zulu is replacing me, and he is not only a very good commentator, he's also a very fast racer. So this is what interests me, because Haas is my team, and I did a little bit of practice with my teammate before, so I'm currently looking at current P9, seeing if he can improve. Before the race, he told me, like, I'm not so fast in time trial. And I was like, keep it easy. The race is not time trial. It's something else entirely. Because in time trial, you don't have that tire wear. You don't have to worry about like fuel consumption and stuff like that. But from my experience, Hungary is very, very hungry on the tires.
It is. Good pun. It's punishing on the tires.
Intended. Yeah, pun intended.
That's fine.
Indeed.
So yeah, and you're exactly right. Like, you know, time trial's just one thing. Time trial's just flat out qualifying lap. It's got nothing to do with tire wear. And, you know, downforce, or the weight in the car and all that sort of jazz. It's a completely different ball game than what real racing is. If you want to practice at the end of the day, you have to do some, you know, 25% or 5 lappers or something like that, heavy fuel load, not even 5 lappers. You really need to do a good practice session of like 18 minutes or something like that. Put some fuel, put some heavy fuel in. And then, you know, and then check your tyre wear out, because your tyre wear per lap is also different than 5 lappers as well. So a 50% race has a little bit less tyre wear than what a 5-lapper or a 25% race will have.
Yeah, what we usually do is like just starting up a casual session like from 50%, but with full practice. This means 90 minutes, but just to make it a little easier on us, because mistakes do happen, we just turn the damage off, but we still have tire wear. And for example, me, I used to go like the longest hard run I can do on hard tires to see when do they drop, like how do they heat up, or how is the car behaving. And it looks today like we will have sunny weather, right? Pretty hot temperatures. That might be a strategy game in the end.
Could be. I'm on board with the Haas driver, your teammate. And how do you pronounce his name again? Because it's all symbols.
Oh yeah, it's Pro Amazing.
Pro Amazing. Okay, there it is. So thank you. I'll have to
Yeah.
remind you on that one. He is on the medium tyre, and he's setting his first time lap this evening because he hasn't set one at all. So 26.8 first sector. That's about 6 seconds off. 0.6, sorry, 6/10 off. But remember, he is on the medium tyres. So see if he can be the fastest of the medium tyres. Currently, that will go to the Racing Point driver of Thunberg. So if he gets ahead of Thunberg, I think he'll
Not
be...
quite.
No, he won't actually. P10. So he's 2.2 seconds off the bubble. And I think he may very well have to get in there and get some softs on because you don't want to be sitting in P10 on the medium tyres.
Yeah, right. Probably. He kind of told me that he wanted to try to get at least on top, but like from what I see, already 3 drivers are in the 113s, and they are just gonna push on the softs to do a fastest lap time they can, and he will probably don't have any chance to get high up there and get the advantage from the medium tire in the beginning.
Angry
He
Dude
should.
gets that Ferrari up a little bit further, up into P4. So he's also broken into the 1 second range from his teammate. So there you go. That's the top 5. They're all separated by a second. Then you have a midfield from P6 down to P7, P9. Sorry, they're all practically in the 2 second gap. And then you've got a few of the drivers that have been validated, need to pick up their game, and still 3 drivers yet to set a time. As we're on board with McNish to see what he's sort of time he can set for the Alpine.
Yeah, I'm racing McNish a lot. He is one of my closer rivals. Usually we don't fight for the top, but we do fight a lot. Our times are pretty similar. We're on kind of the same skill level, and it's just interesting to see now because he's like a reference point for me. I guess like where he would come out, there I would have probably come out. He's just going into the last right-hander corner really close. You have to hug the wall there to really gain the speed, get the exit right, and he pushes himself up to P8, which is not bad.
That's good considering it's his first time for the day as well.
Yes.
So Malcolm X, he's on his flying lap. Now this is it too as well. You don't want to be invalidating right now, otherwise you're going to put yourself under pressure just for one flying lap. At least if you can get this banker in, you got a time on the board. Get back in the pits, put some fresh tyres on, and then you can go out there and push. And then if you happen to invalidate, okay, it's not the end of the world. You've got a time in. See, Malcolm.
Yeah. So Malcolm definitely has the speed. He has the skill. But usually, from what I see from him, is he's not so much the qualifying driver. For him, it's more about the end there. He gives it a real spin that's probably gonna mess up his time. And he has maybe one more lap chance because I think there's not enough time to get around pit and get out again. So he's probably gonna charge his battery and save his fuel. But
should
he's
have
more
enough.
like the race guy.
He should have enough if he pushes it. If he pushes it like crazy. Go back to the Ferrari driver once again. That's Umut. He is fastest. Actually, he's a little bit off, just off his first sector pace, but his second sector's even quicker again. It looks like he might even be going into the early 113s here. 13.2 is what he needs to be. He doesn't actually. He gets a 13.4, so he's lost 2/10 in that last sector. And that'll be it, I'd say, for his time. He will definitely be on the bubble. Well, he could push Remember as well, because these tyres aren't the fastest time he said he's qualifying on. So,
Alright, yeah.
So he could get back in time and put some new boots on, but has he got many fresh boots left? That's the key.
Well, you do have the telemetry there. I cannot really tell about the whole tire situation, but what I can tell is that he is pretty safe up there with half a second distance to Senpai, which I enjoy, whom I enjoy to see fast again. He was so unlucky in a couple of last races, dropped out in Abu Dhabi in the first lap, and a lot of stuff happened to him. So I'm really glad to see him on top again and fighting for the lead there. Thunberg kind of surprisingly far behind from my perspective. I was expecting him to be faster. But yeah, looks quite good for the Ferraris right now. If Andy could improve in the next lap, the second Ferrari currently on P4. It's on his out lap. I will have an eye on him when he starts his hot lap.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on JBL running in P10. That's your Haas driver. That's you. That's the man that's substituting you, I believe. So
yes,
let's have a look at his time because he's on the bubble here. So this comes to a crucial point. He's gone wide there, but he's ready to start his flying lap now, and it will be his last flying lap of the day.
Yep.
So yeah, he's
One
on
minute.
the point where you got to basically look at your delta and see how much you're going to improve, because at this point, if you're not going to improve too much, you would back off in the third sector and then see if you get pushed down to P11 and then have the luxury of choosing a tyre. That's going to be the crucial point, isn't it, to see what happens. Some of the drivers are up ahead are improving on their times. We're looking at Pookie improving, Tubac improving. These are personal bests that they're improving. No purples from them, but still personal bests. That's the other guy that you said there, the other Haas driver, P13. I can never get his name again.
Pro amazing.
Pro Amazing, that's it. Pro. Jesus, what do you get me with those things? Anyway, Pro Amazing is up the road, so we'll see. Keep an eye on Pro Amazing's time. They're all going around turn 13, 14, and 15. Well, sorry, 14 is the turns, the last turn. We'll see if those other drivers are up ahead. If Pookie can improve. No, he doesn't. But Pro Amazing does. Your teammate, P5.
Nice. Wow, I'm proud of him.
Look out for
Now second house driver has to bring us up
two
to
bucks
the
across the
point.
line. Yeah, let's have a look at this Haas driver right now.
He had a little wheel spin on the exit there. Probably cost him 1 or 2 tenths. Let's see. But he did improve. And that's a 6 and 7 double for Haas. I'm very glad to see that.
Yeah, let's see if Who can do anything. Actually, we're going to go to the Ferrari driver of Angry Dude, because Angry Dude's lighting this one up at the moment. He's the fastest in the middle sector. Could he steal this one away from Umwurz? It's going to be the last one across the line. Essentially on track, so he's timed it perfectly. If he can hook up the third sector, he may well steal this one away from his teammate. No, he won't, but he'll get that second row.
That's the front row lockout for
Front row
Ferrari.
lockout, yes. Half a second.
I think Angry Dude is back. That's an announcement, ladies and gentlemen. He wants to show us, well, I might be the second driver, but I'm worth the second driver. Look at that.
Yeah, half a
Nice.
second. He got half a second out of that. He was about a second off the pace to his teammate, and he shaved that in half by being really the best in position on the track, because, you know, last across the line once the track's gripped in is worked off brilliantly for you. You can go the wrong way. You can make a mistake, and then you're like, oh, no more time for another hot lap. But he timed it perfectly, so it's going to be interesting to see, because it's very powerful as well, that second position on the grid. As you climb up into turn 1 in this track, you can easily get an overtake from P2. That's a nice place to be in. So will he battle it out with his teammate? Are their team orders at play?
The way I know them, they have a strategy going on. They're probably planning on blocking out the corner. And I don't know about Angry Dude's ambitions in particular, but I think they're going to try to just block out Baku from behind them, because they know he can be really aggressive on the starts and takes every gap there is. So it's going to be very interesting to see. I'm very excited to see the two Ferraris in the front with Umut in P1, the champion, like delivering as always, and Angry Dude following him in P2. Next is Aloshu Senpai in the Alpha Tauri, Tritek in the Alfa Romeo, and Pookie in P5. Kenhu P6 and 7 Pro Amazing, Zulu in P8, Tumbak 9 and McNish in 10. That rounds up the top 10. And in 11 we have Yagish, and 12 is Bonker, 13 is Malcolm, 14 is Golden Globe, the substitute for today in the Williams, and last but not least is Monzi in the Renault. And there we have it. And Tumbak actually still has his fastest time on the mediums in P9. I don't know if this gives him advantage or not. We'll see. We'll see if the tradition of the first lap safety car this time maybe gets broken, you know.
Why are the Turkey drivers so quick at this game? It's like the Dutch and the Turks are very, very quick, because there was in another league that I was watching the other day as well too, that I'm involved in, and the Turkish driver wrapped up the championship. And so he's quick. He actually races with amongst esports drivers too, so he may very well be getting an esports drive. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, Umut definitely has the potential. He's in some top 10 lists in the worldwide, you know. But my best guess, they just play it all the time, all day in, all day out, and that's why they get so good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's the same with the Dutch, but you know, a lot of Dutch online that I see in league racing, they're real quick as well. And then, you know, Germans. And then you know, you've got your typical. You got some of your British drivers are very quick as well.
No warm up left. We switched off and lights are out. La Liga Fiesta
no warm
is
out.
going. No,
Yeah.
it causes some bugs sometimes. And
Oh,
we had a sweep from the Alfa Romeo in the front, and the Mercedes touched the wall there. What happened to Pookie? Is it Pookie? Yes, it is Pookie. He lost the fin, dropped way back to 13. What's happening in the front? Tritech snatched the position from Angry to 2 and 3,
yep.
but it's a safety car.
Got him into turn 1. As I expected,
Yeah,
somebody was going to make a gain in turn 1. Unfortunately, it was the Alfa Romeo. Sorry, I got completely caught off guard with that without a formation lap. I'm just not used to that. I was not prepared.
sorry, I did not warn you about it. It causes some reconnection errors, like, sometimes the lobby just after the formation lap, for us at least, like stopped, and we
If
had
the
to
host
restart.
alt tabs or anybody or some alt tabs out, that's what causes it. As far as I don't know. But
Yeah,
anyway, we're race on. So Umwat's
kind
covered
of.
off.
Yeah,
So there's your positions, gainers and losers at the moment. So Kanhu's gained a couple there. JBL's gained a couple. We've had 3 lost there from Senpai, unfortunately dropped down to P6. And then obviously the biggest loser is Pookie back in P13, but still in the race. Probably
yeah,
got some damage to fix. We'll find out in a second who will box or not as they start to spread out there. One virtual safety car, no doubt for some carbon fibre that's on the track, and that most likely will probably be Pookie's front wing somewhere, or a couple of end plates from Pookie.
yeah.
And there we
What
go.
I saw was the Alfa Romeo just sweeping to the side for what reason ever, and this kind of scared him off. And there was a 3-car collision, so we might see 3 pits. Yeah, Pookie, Malcolm, and Maisie all got caught in the action. Right?
Yeah, you don't do simulation damage, do you? Some of the other things, Senpai trying to put pressure back. He wants these positions. He started, remember, up into P3, and now he's sitting back down into P6, so he's lost 3 of those positions, putting some pressure on the back of the Haas. And there's a couple of those penalties from Trick Tech coming already in. You will
Yeah.
get a lot of those penalties this evening. Oh, as Senpai goes a little squibbly wobbly coming out of that, but keeping it in the right direction is good. And keep an eye
Yeah,
on
the
those
midfield's
tyres as
really
well.
tight.
Well, currently at the moment, his tyres are about 20% in the rears, so they are starting to chew through them really quickly as we get a local yellow. That will be for that's a Mumsy making an error. It looks to be on turn 1, so he's just lost it a little bit.
And Zoom going for the inside, locking up on the Alpha Tauri there in front. Can just manage to stay ahead and defend the position. There's a touch,
There's a touch.
and he catches it, though,
That's-
but that's a slowdown for everyone behind him.
I think that was JBL, wasn't it? Or is his teammate?
Yeah, was JBL getting touched from Baku from behind, I think.
No
Little
social
break-
distancing being practiced there, is there? McNish now going to be putting pressure on the Haas. So your Haas drivers are under big pressure right now from the Alpine drivers. Different racing lines going in here at the moment. Look at 7 and 8. No team orders at play, are there, between those guys?
Nope,
It's game
I
on.
didn't say anything. Yep.
So I wonder what McNish is thinking at the moment as Munzi has left the session. I don't think he's just having a race that he wants to have this evening. It's unfortunate for the other Alpine driver because we're on board with his teammate. As you can see, there it is. It looks like Pro's gone completely wide out of there. It's compromised his racing line into these S's now, and that's no one place you don't want to be doing. No real overtaking through these sweeping S's, which is just turns 8, 7, 8, 9. And this is your 9 here, and then you got your 10. There's your 9, and there's your 10 coming up now, which is basically just turning into a sweeping right to your 11. Now you can get on the power. Now you can try to get as close as you can. You want to get up. There's Pro. Actually, you can feel the pressure right now. He's picking up his first penalty. As you go, follow the car around through 13 and 14. And then you want to get on the power as much as you possibly can. And you can see Pro is really struggling with the rear end grip of that Haas. And you can see McNish now wants to get on the power early here. He wants to get that DRS, which he will on this lap now. And now also, but Pro will get that DRS. But look at this, McNish is going to be lining up here quite well. He's going to brake late up into turn 1. Got to make sure that he can cover him off into the next turn 2 that's coming up here, sweeping to the left. And I think that's job done too for the Renault driver.
Yeah, it seems like Pro Racing isn't kind of getting to grip, and maybe he overcooked his tires a little bit by going wide, or I don't know. It seems like he's a little underperforming. But while you were talking, I was following P4 a little close. Sorry, I switched to Germany for some reason, because he is also very close on Angry's gearbox, and probably also. I'm not sure Senpai will have the DRS in the next lap, and we have a DRS train maybe going.
That's true. That's true. We got also, well, the AlphaTauris are following by that Ferrari, so it seems to me that Senpai is a little bit quicker than his teammate Kanhu. As Kanhu are holding up him to try to attack that Ferrari of Angry Dude, and Angry Dude's falling back behind the two front runners, his teammate Umut and Tritech. They're up the road.
Yeah, the racing point from Tumbak also has the DRS open. It's a 4-car train right now. Let's see how they can maintain the speed around the corner. Do they get the better exit? DRS open, going downhill into the long left-hander. It's really easy to overbrake the car here, to lose the control, because all the weight of the fully loaded cars is right now, they're full of fuel and pretty heavy, hard to control downhill.
Senpai picking up a penalty in the dirty air of his teammate as well. So Kanhu had been given the order to try to catch up the Ferrari, and he started turning it up, but now he's falling back into the clutches of his teammate. And this is also meaning that Tumbak is going to be having a bit of a smile on his face because he's following them in the DRS, and he's the first of those medium tyre runners as well, so he's going to go a lot deeper into this race. So somebody's got to go up play with those AlphaTauris. They can't afford to lose too much time to this Ferrari right now.
Yeah, and I don't know how much longer the softs will be lasting. Can you tell us something about the tyre life of the soft ones?
Well, I can. They're about 40% currently at the moment, so they're getting to their edge, and that means, once again, that Racing Point driver. You're going to start seeing the Racing Point driver. In fact, I think you are starting to see the Racing Point driver right now getting a lot more better performance out of those medium tyres, because he's now within 4/10 of Senpai. But you also got to remember that Senpai is tucked up behind his teammate of Kanhu, and they're all trying to catch Angry Dude. So something needs to happen soon between those two teams, and they can't box at the same time either, otherwise they get a double stack. So somebody has to make that call between the AlphaTauri.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder if they chat, but I would say the faster one first, right? So maybe Baku, like Senpai. And from what I see and just sitting in Angry Dude's cockpit right now, he's really using up a lot of energy to keep them at bay. I think it's just a matter of time until either of them will catch him.
Well, it's working out for the Ferrari driver quite well, because what it's doing is that it's forcing them to battle each other, okay? They're also in the dirty air of the Ferrari. They're also looking at in the mirrors for that Racing Point driver, and that's what's occurring every single time, is that they're getting warnings for corner cuttings. There's another warning that I'm seeing right now for the AlphaTauri. So, and you've already got Senpai picking up his first penalty, and that's just working brilliantly for the Ferrari, who's now boxing. So these two are going to stay out. Kanhu boxed, so there you go. They freed up one of the AlphaTauris. That means Senpai needs to get a hot lap in here if he wants to try to get ahead of his teammate. Tumbak obviously is going to stay out because he's on the mediums. He's on a completely different strategy. My apologies, but doing a pretty good job. Where did these guys come out? Well, Angry Dude's come back out P9. I think at the moment he'll lose another position. He'll drop back to P10, but he'll be okay. He'll be safe from there because it appears like Pro Gamer is a little bit further down the road. Yes, he is. So there it is. So Kanhu will be tucked up behind Angry Dude just like they were before they entered the pits, and now they are outside of the pits onto the medium tyres. So they're back into their battles again. But how is this going to work out for the teammate? That's the key, isn't it? Senpai, because we're seeing somebody retiring from the session. That will be a car, McLaren. Yeah, that's a McLaren. I don't know if we can see.
No, I didn't see the accident.
I'm going to go on board with Angry Dude. You can see the car right there, facing the wrong direction on the racing line. That has to be a safety car. It is a safety car. Yes, well, this has worked out brilliantly for our top three drivers, as well as McNish, because now they get a cheap pit stop. And those drivers that boxed
stay ahead.
I think they will. Let's have a look. The pit time. Okay, it's 22 seconds around here. Now, 21 seconds, let's say. Where is Umont? He has to box. 24 seconds will be Angry Dude. No. Yes, he's gonna get ahead of Golden Globe as well. P8, he should get out ahead of the Mercedes. Actually, even more than that.
The biggest winner right now is Tumbak, after all. Remember when I asked if it is an advantage of him starting from P8 on the mediums? Right now, he just made it an advantage. He's just not pitting and saying, okay, guys, thank you for the position. I'm just gonna lead the race from now on. And he snucks in nicely behind the safety car, waiting for the others.
Whoa, McNish has made a huge error in the pit stops. They put on the inters. There's no rain forecasted at all. Wow, the
No,
team.
what are the engineers thinking?
Exactly. He must
Oh,
be fuming right now. Oh, I would not want to be down that Renault garage. That race is done and dusted for him at this point. He's going to drop so much time. He's going to have to box again. At least he could try to do it under the safety car because it should be out another lap. But that's all those positions gone. I'm still
Yes, the
wondering
second-
why JBL did not box the Haas driver yet. Well, he had to stay out, I think, because of his teammate, if I'm not mistaken. They weren't that close with their pro. No, he stayed out on those medium soft tires, sorry. So he's got a box. He's going to lose too much time.
yeah, strange decision. Because his teammate already pitted the lap before the safety car. He's on fresh mediums. He could have had the time and
Yeah, you're
he
right.
could have had the space.
I wonder if Munzie's in control of that car again. I hope so. I said he retired from the session, but maybe that was just a disconnection. I think he's back. That's good that Munzie's back. I was just hoping he didn't retire out of a rage quit or anything, but no, he's in it. And he didn't want to be in it at the moment. Anything can happen. With 14 drivers, we've just lost one. That was Yags. And that was Yags out of... That's an unusual place to... Oh, I think might have happened. He must have hit that... You think he hit that high curb on turn 3? The curb, one of those curbs at depths, and then just basically lost it down that little straight before he hit to turn 4. It's a very unusual place that... He lost it before turn 4, and now the Haas driver's boxing, because he has to. He should have boxed the lap before. I'm not quite sure why he didn't. He'd... Keep an eye on your speed limit.
It's gonna be interesting. How,
Yeah,
what
McNish is
he-
back in the pits. I want to see his anger to the teams. Where is he? P11 if they stop showing around.
Well,
There we go.
I have to say, the green tires look
They
kind of
do
good
look
in this
nice.
sunlight.
Looks very Australian. Yeah, look at that. I don't want to hear. We couldn't play his radio messages out there right now because all you'd hear is beep and beep beep.
Yeah.
Big tires beep. You bunch of beep beep beeps. That's all we'd hear right now from McNish.
What were you thinking, you?
I'm surprised.
Bloody-
I'm surprised he didn't take the steering wheel off and throw it at one of his team members. Oh,
yeah,
well.
well, they must have had like a party night last night or something. And I don't know how these mistakes can happen to professional engineers, but well, yeah. And Umut back in P2 still, so he has all the chances, and it's now a tire game. Whilst Tumbak on the 8 lap of mediums, Umut is on fresh hards. He's probably gonna planning on ending the race on these hards. Whilst
Yes, he
I'm
can.
not sure when Tumbak has to pit, but at some point he still needs to pit, so
He
he
does.
has the best position.
2 drivers there, him and Bonker. We forgot about Bonker.
Yeah,
The Bonker there, as you can see, gaining up 9 positions, starting in P12. That's because he hasn't boxed as well. You don't want to be boxing right now under a safety car, obviously, with those medium tyres, because they are bunched up. We're just waiting right now for the Renault of Munze to catch the rest of the pack. Otherwise, everybody has caught. Safety car should be in this lap. The trigger should have come up there by now. I think it didn't, actually, so we might be looking at one more lap of the safety car. Yeah.
I think the way it works is like all the cars have to be stacked up at the end of sector 2, so like when
Not
the
all of
safety
them.
car
Not all of them, but
passes.
no.
Okay. this
Sometimes
time-
1 or 2 cars are okay. But in this case, so it was only 1 car, really. You had Munzie in Sector 2 and everybody was in Sector 3. That's enough. It's sometimes it's a 2 or 3. In this case, it's a 3-lap safety car. That'll help, obviously, the likes of Tumbak and Bonkers because it'll extend their medium tyres a little bit longer.
Yes.
Everybody else, as you can see, have made their pit stops.
It'll also make it a little bit harder for the hard compound users because getting the tires warm under the safety car is really difficult on the hard compound.
Ooh, look at Tumbak actually almost bent it into the walls there. And that's not even under a safety car restart either. That's just hanging behind the safety car. Racing Point
Yeah,
doesn't
that
want to do that right now. Yeah, you're right. So keep an eye on whether or not, but Bunker, yeah, but I think Unmut's actually pretty much, he's probably safe for the safety car restart because A, we know he has some pace. B, he's got Bonkers of 9-lap mediums behind him, so it doesn't have to, I feel to be that threatened about it. The problem that the Alfa Romeo driver in P4 has with Tritec is that he's going to have Senpai with fresh mediums ready to pounce on him. So I think
Yeah.
we'll look out for that on the safety car restart, guys, whether or not Senpai get past the Alfa Romeo quickly.
That's gonna be very interesting. And I don't know if you noticed, but do you know that Magnesia has a drive-through penalty? Where did he get that from? Or is it just
Oh, speeding in the pit lanes. No.
maybe
McNish got
speaking
it
of the
for...
safety car?
Yeah. exceeding pace under the safety car. You're right. I'm just reading out the radio control. Everything is going
It's
bad,
so bad
to worse.
for him.
I've seen this before in multiple times, isn't it? When drivers have when their teams screw them up, they get angry and they get upset and they make other crucial errors. So here we go.
Yeah. And now he nearly runs into the Haas. It's just not his
He's
race.
fuming.
I guess he has
He's
to salvage
absolutely
it.
fuming. I would
But
not.
now,
Yep.
the safety car has to go in now.
Yeah,
Come
it's in. It's been called. It's in. So here we go. I want to keep an eye out there on actually P5. They can see how bunched up they are. There's a bit of a gap actually forming. That's quite crazy. I don't usually see that. There we go. They're on anyway. They're off. Toonback leading from Amut. You'd expect Toonback to get a good launch there. And here we go already. This is what I predicted. Look at that. Senpai already on the outside there. Already got the good launch there on those tyres. And I think he should be able to take him into turn 1. He's going to have the outside, Bob. That's the thing.
Close racing. We like to see that.
Yeah.
Good defending.
That's going to turn into the inside, but he's actually going to tuck behind into turn 3. It's turn 2, sorry, my apologies, and then to turn 3 now. So they're going to be side by side through these S's, and that's not just yet, actually. You're going to go up into turn 4, sweeping left. As you can see, everybody's still at the start. Those positions in front are still exactly the same as to be expected. And I think Umut's be happy to get his tyres up to temperature. Here we go. It could be a double overtake as well, so keep an eye on Angry Dude.
He has to bail out there. It was just not enough room for him. He doesn't want to risk his front wing, but loses out big time on this one. Now Tritec tries to hang in the wind shadow of the Alpha Tauri, but he's just flying on the middle. Look at this. He's just gaining on Bonker there as well.
Yeah, this is exactly what you said. Like, these tyres, aren't they? They're big difference there between fresh out of the blanket mediums and old tyres. Unmut's actually catching as well, Toonbuck, so he's getting those hard tyres up to temperature. I'd expect him to be overtaking anytime soon. But keep an eye out there. Look at that. Bonkers had to go all the way off there to try to throw the AlphaTauri off guard. Now he can't move. He's going to have to brake in one direction. Now Senpai says, okay, I'm going to take that one. Thank you very much. And he can exit at a speed much quicker. Look at that. Red Bull now has to be looking at his rear view mirrors of Angry Dude and Tritec.
Tritec first, yes.
Yeah, because Tritec also has those tyres up at temperature. McNish is getting a little bit of a recovery drive right now, as you can see. Ooh, a little bit of a tap there between him and Malcolm X, now in Golden Globe actually. Malcolm X in himself is slicing their way back through the field there. McNish is looking to go deep into this race, obviously. He has to now. He can't afford another pit stop. He doesn't want to see his pit. He doesn't want to see the pit crew at least for another year. He's done and dusted with them this evening. He just wants to bring that car home and get some crucial points.
But he still has to pass them at least once. He's probably going to give them the middle finger.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will every single lap from now on too. As we're almost halfway through this race, they'll be getting middle fingers left, right and centre. But he is currently battling it out with the Red Bull driver of Malcolm X. He's losing a position actually. Yep, it looks like Golden's got a position. So did McNish get damage in that squabble?
Yes, he did. He's missing a fin on the right side.
Oh no, it's just gone worse to worse. I think he's going to be just driving that car into the pit lane at full speed.
He can't even change the wing. Yeah.
He's not even going to lift the speed limiter. Here we go. Tritec on Angry Dude. Currently in the moment, Red Bull Bonkers. That's Ferrari Power versus Honda. And that's Tritec up. Yeah, Bonkers is losing too many positions at the moment, isn't it? Staying out in those tyres. He's got to basically think about boxing at the moment. He's got Angry Dude and Canhu and Pro all ready to pounce on him soon. He's doing a good job defending, but he can't defend that much on the tyres to start gripping to the road. Is he praying for a safety car? That could work very well in his favour. Same as Toonback at the moment leading this race. They're the only two drivers that are yet to stop. Now, if they get a safety car, it's going to work out brilliantly for them. But how long can they hang in here? They're under attack. You can see Angry Dude. It's only a matter of time before that Ferrari is going to be able to get past. He could probably literally drive around the outside with the traction and the extra traction he got. Bonkers now just has to position that Red Bull in all the right places, be defensive as possible, because every single second he can hold up these cars is something that's going to fall into his favour later if he manages to switch over to those soft tyres and go to the end of this race.
Yes, right now we have a nice 4-car fight, but it's just a matter of time when Bonker is going to hit the pits. And he has to certainly at some point, and he's just losing seconds and tenths every lap we have now.
It's a virtual safety car. It came out a little late. It might have been perfect for him to box.
Yeah, he just passed the pits. Do we know what passed that?
No, it looks like end plate damage. We see a retirement there of JBL.
Oh.
That's a retirement in the pits. No, that's
Yeah,
actually, sorry, my
that's the
apologies.
second.
That's out of turn 5. It's been returned, the car. Yeah, that was terminally damaged in turn 5. So he's lost it on, you know where he's lost it? On the chicane of death, for sure.
Yeah.
I guarantee it's chicane of death because it's right on there. So Onmot's still not doing too much about that up front, but he doesn't need to. He's just going to hang with him. He knows that the Racing Point driver needs to box. It's not his battle this evening. His battle is with the man that's behind him, as DRS will now be enabled. Angry Dude is getting angry. He's not getting past Bonkers. I think Bonkers is doing a good job there, defending as much as he can because he's holding them up. It's also bringing his teammate Malcolm X into play as well. It's allowing Malcolm X to catch the back of this pack. So team orders at play of the Red Bull are working. But yeah, Angry Dude's must getting frustrated. Now they're going to have the DRS, so they're going to have so much more straight line speed to get the overtake done. And that means that still, that's costing Angry Dude time to try-tech up the road there, as well as Senpai. Remember, he wants to be battling with those drivers. He's not battling right now with Bonkers. They're in different strategies. And I think Bonkers is doing a good job, but he's holding him up. That's all he needs to do. And he will have to pit soon. Here we go. I think Angry Dude's definitely got him on easy peasy down here. And I keep an eye out too that Who doesn't sneak in here and try to send one up on the inside as well. A 2-for-1 special perhaps. He looks like he's got it done. Yes, he has.
Yeah, the Red Bull touched Ferrari a little bit in the back there. That compromised his exit, and now he really has to struggle to keep his position against the Haas driver as well.
Yeah, Pro's going to have him here, isn't he? I mean, Pro's has got so much more traction, you can see. But then again, he's got to be very careful. Pro can cut back here. That's going to force Bonkers a little wide, which it does, because he can't get the traction down. Now, completely staying off this chicane of death, and we know what happens if he hit that one. And there you go, through here. This is where you can easily pick up an invalidation, but you know, you can tell that Bonker's just playing it a little bit more safe. And look at the way he's taken that racing line. He can't cut it. He can't be sharp through there because the car just doesn't stick like you can see with the Haas driver right now. The Haas driver is just planting it in there. He's putting that car in there and it's hugging it. It's working. It's got the grip. It's got the traction. But Bonkers doesn't. And now the Haas driver's has got to be patient. He's got to basically go around these turns here, 13 and 14. And then get on the power and easily take him down the straight with that DRS activation. But don't make a little mistake like you just did. Yeah, I know.
Have a look at P1 and 2 now. I think the attack is going on. The game is on now.
It is. I think it's only a matter of time before Onmite gets past because he's got the better tyre. Here we go, around the outside. We're going to be careful not to take each other out, but they're good side-by-side wheel action. Enough space left by Thunbach. That's good to see. Allowing just enough car's length. But yeah, it's easy peasy, I think, for the Ferrari. He's got it done. He should have it done. There's nothing too much that Thunbach can do about that. Once again, different strategies. I just want to see if can try to get it done on Angry Dude now. They're battling it out. Or can Pro get it done further back? I think I'll keep an eye on this because Angry Dude and Can, they are on the same tyres. So what you see is what you get. They are completely the same on track. Now, obviously, you know, Malcolm X and, well, Pro's going to get past Bonkers anytime soon. That's to be expected. I don't think there's too much Bonkers can do, as we saw on those 15-lap tyres.
Not anymore.
No, but you know what? It has worked. It has worked to the Red Bull strategy because he has brought Malcolm X into this. Remember I was saying? By him holding up these drivers allows his teammate to come into play, and it's worked out brilliantly because now Malcolm X caught back of Pro's DRS. He's got the power. All Bonkers need to do is hold Pro up really for another lap or so, and then no doubt Pro's going to get past, but then Malcolm X can easily get past too as well because I'm sure he's going to let his teammate through. They're in different strategies, remember?
Yes.
And that's going to work out brilliantly for the Red Bull. So Christian Horner will be tapping his foot like mad down there, hoping that, yes, my teammates are actually working together for once. I can't believe it. It never happens. Red Bull drivers working together? No.
But these two do, and actually, Pro Amazing is trying his luck a little bit, putting the Bunker more under pressure because he knows Malcolm is creeping up on him, and it's just a matter of time. He needs to pass the Red Bull anytime soon. Being a little brave here, I don't know if this works out, but
it's going to be on the outside there. Oh, there's a tap. It's actually forced. It's forced. My apologies. It looks like Bunker's off to a spin. Yes, it has. Oh, the Red Bull driver's going to be fuming. Now he's got to get back to the pits. This is a good time to pits, to box. Your tyres will be a little warm, a little cooked, but that's okay. You still got plenty of time. Should we even switch them over to the softs right now? And welcome in the chat there. Johnny McNish says Delta change from green. Oh, he's spun. He's facing the wrong direction. Oh, almost Pookie smashed into him. He's not a happy camper right now. He's just got to keep it cool. Just keep it pointing in the right direction. Don't get too heavy on the loud pedal. Bring the car home. That's what you got to do. And
now
Tumbek,
Tumbek's pitting.
yeah, McNish out there says he was a little bit like his delta changed from green, so it ruined his game and to red. So that's why he picked up that penalty. And then after that, McNish just went all wrong. What happened with the team, man? They gave you inters. I mean,
Yeah, you gotta have a word with them, seriously.
yeah,
Like,
I'm sure you must be absolutely. We heard you on the team radio beeping. There was lots of beeping. We had to edit it out. It was like effing beep beep beep. Team, you beep. On tired beep 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 beep. That's all we heard.
also some
Bonkers
fingers
boxed.
get waved. Yeah.
Unlucky
Good
Lima will
bit.
say, good luck, guys. You're doing a wonderful job. Where are you, Lima? Was Lima in one of the drivers that have
Yeah,
retired?
he is actually Zulu. Yeah, he's
Oh, Zulu.
JBL Zulu. He
Yeah,
can't
one-
speak today. He catch the cold or something. His voice is totally gone. That's why I'm here today. Might not be the most appropriate replacement, but I am a replacement, and I'm very happy to be here with you. And now, as usually in Hungary, the times are very much spread. The only ones pretty close to each other are now Tritek and Baku fighting it out for P2 and 3. Different tire strategies here. I
Mhm.
guess at some point, Baku has to worry about his tire conditions, whilst the Haas will just go to the end, just like nothing.
Yeah, it's interesting. Tumbek went on to the hard tyres. So he started on the mediums and went to the hards. Obviously, they're going to go, he's got fresh hards. So we got, we're on lap 20, so 15 or so laps, give or take. He could have, he couldn't have gone to the mediums.
Didn't he?
Because he started on the mediums,
He
yeah.
has
So
to switch
and the
tires once,
softs,
so he
softs to the
he
end.
couldn't opt for the softs. I don't think this would have worked. So I guess he's just expecting him to have like the advantage of the freshest tires in the end, and the hards will, after like 1 or 2 laps warm up, give him just that, like infinite grip in every corner, and he doesn't have to worry about the tires anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
Well, McNish was saying out there too that he was in the middle of changing tyres when he noticed his delta, and after shouting and swearing, of course, as we heard, he had the wrong tyres on too late. And then he came out there, and then there was obviously the speeding under the safety car that you got annoyed with. And then I think there was also, did you have a tangle as well with an overtake and lost a bit of end plate? Look, everything's just going worse to worse, isn't it, for the Alpine driver? But you know what, McNish, you have the pace. I mean, you started in P10, so you're right up there. And obviously, we just knew that we were sick of seeing the pits because you had visited the pits 3 times this evening. I don't think you completed any more than 7 laps on a tyre.
Not consecutive.
Not consecutively, yeah, but you know what? I'm sure you'll be back at it again. Here we go,
And
Tritek.
there we
Oh,
go.
look at the speed
Yeah.
difference here down the main straight, up into turn 1.
Wow.
Wow, where'd that Alfa Romeo get a 9th gear? Oh, and there's a spin, and that's a Senpai. Get that right camera angle. There you go. Senpai can't back up. Got to wait for the cars to go through. He did. He has to stop. Look at the corners coming around there. He has to wait. Do the right
Close
thing.
call.
He's on the racing line. Ooh, that's a scary moment, isn't it?
Yeah. it's-
Very lucky he didn't collect Malcolm and Pro.
Oh, I saw my teammate already out there. I was, oh my god, biting my nails right now. Will he fit through there? But he made it, I think, without a stretch. Let me check Pro Amazing Swing here.
Ah,
Yes, he's
Senpai,
fine.
yeah, running in P2 as well. Just a little bit of an incident there with Tritek. Tritek got past him. He clearly had the pace in the Alfa Romeo. It saved everything he had up. You can see Senpai was just trying to really go defensive, but he's just in the wrong place at the wrong tyres. The tyres couldn't handle it. Look at that. He's got no speed left at the moment. Has to let his tyres cool down, which will allow Tubac and Golden Glow to scoot through.
And
I wouldn't be
Tumbak is making a charge right now.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised if Tubac doesn't look like for a podium here this evening. He has the man. He has the best tyre. Look at that. 1 lap. In P7, everybody else has done a handful of change, at least a dozen laps.
Yep.
So, anyway, we'll go back to this battle at the front here between Kanhu and actually it looks like Pookie getting past, Senpai. Senpai's got a box, I would imagine, right now. Get rid of those tyres, put some fresh boots on there. That'll give him an advantage to try to come back, I think, rather than trying to stay out on...
Yeah, would be wise to go for the mediums, I guess. If he has a fresh set available.
Yeah,
But I
if he
think
does. But he can get his head down because he has pace. We know that for a fact. He started in P3. Get his head down and just put some blistering laps in. Because you look at this before. Remember, Tubac was all the way at the back there after his pit stop, and he's driving P7 at the moment, and he's gaining on these drivers very, very quickly with those fresh boots. So that's something at least in the back of Senpai's mind. He's going to be like, you know what, I can do the same. In fact, but I'll have the quickest tire compound out of every driver on the track. So now He might have a 27, say 28 second pit gap there, or say 30 there to Pookie. But I reckon this man can shave at least 2 or 3 seconds a lap out of some of these drivers if he keeps his head down. He's in clean air as well, so he has nobody around him to bother him. So we'll keep an eye on that, guys. I reckon if he can do that, 2 or 3 seconds a lap, he could be looking quite good to get back up there. He's got to be careful of his penalties, that's the only thing.
Meanwhile, Angry Dude really doesn't want to give the slipstream to P4, and he kind of manages the defense well. Ken, who is not really able to catch him, the distance between them kind of steady, these weaving between 0.3, 0.7. They are both on the same age tires and both on 14 laps old mediums, and I think these two have to box again maybe, and it's then probably gonna be a game of who boxes first and who does the undercut, who goes for the overcut.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to be an interesting situation between them. You also got Pro behind them that does have some pretty worn boots as well for the mediums. I'm liking the fact that the Alpine driver of Munzie is still hanging in there at P12. He's lapped down last, but he's still, to finish first, you first have to finish. As McNish finally left the session there from actually being in there, but he's chatting to us anyway and watching the feed from his, no doubt, a few smashed doors down there in the pit, in his pit garage in the Renault team. Probably still keeping his helmet on right now. He does not want to talk to the press, although he has talked to the press out here. That's us. And we can. Who's boxing? So I think he might have answered that question about can he go to the end of this race on those tyres. I don't look like he can. Can who do it on these tyres? Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the short commercial. Oh, I'm just kidding. There's no commercials. We're bringing this live.
I was just thinking up of something that I could say, like, buy this merchandise.
I catch every co-commentator off when I say that, because they're all like, what?
I was actually waiting for the pop-up, like, where does he pull the commercial out of his head?
Well, maybe that could be a hint there for YouTube to throw the commercial in, because you know how YouTube does throw commercials in randomly when you're watching videos? Maybe. Yeah. I wouldn't be, if I'm going to watch this one back later, if I said the word commercial, if they actually timed it perfectly to add a commercial in there, I wouldn't be surprised that there aren't keywords that you could use. I'll find out about that one.
Wait a second, something happened there. What happened to Ken? Why isn't he?
He's got fresh boots. He came out. Yeah. Remember, he just boxed, and now he's come out just ahead of Golden, behind Golden. And you know what? He's going to be looking for an award this evening. But I think Golden Globe might be having to give that award up at the moment, because Canhu's going to be absolutely blistering in the pace. Look at the speed difference he has. He's lifting like crazy just to make sure he doesn't run up the back of the car, smashing the Williams out of that corner. Easy
seems
peasy.
Like Angry Dude, he didn't notice. He's still going on. I was expecting him to hit the pits as well, but he thinks he can still put faster times than Canhu on his fresh tires. I doubt it a little. I think he should have pitted immediately after the Alpha Tauri, otherwise he will just be taken by the undercut.
Yeah, well, true. We'll keep an eye on Canhu's pace. Obviously, we're also going to be keeping an eye on Sampai's pace, because Sampai's now got that down to 26. Remember, I said it was a 30-second gap when he came out of the pits. He shaved 4 seconds, and now he's continuing to do that. His last lap, Sampai's was a 1:17.6. The man Golden Globe was a 1:21. So he's got 4 seconds a lap. I'm telling you, he could definitely catch him towards the end of this. But he wants to get his way up. Now, let's think about this. If Angry Dude and Pro and Malcolm X box again, if they have to box again, which looks like they may very well have to, they are going to drop back around where Canhu is, behind Canhu. Now, Senpai can get ahead of them. Canhu's got to get on with it. You can see Canhu's already caught the back of Pookie. Now, he's 28 seconds off the leader, but Angry Dude, he's within pit stop window, so it's super close. 22 seconds, I think, around to Angry Dude. And that's where he can jump him a lot. So this race is certainly not over with 10 laps to go, that's for sure. I think maybe Unmut might have this one wrapped up, as well as Tritech, if they can bring those tyres home. They have a bit of a gap between each other. But that battle is still certainly on, I think, at the moment, for P3, P4, P5, and so on.
It's become a tactical crummy right now, actually, because I'm asking myself, like, when is Angry Dude going to pit? I think right about now he might just lose tenths after 10th.
Oh, look at that. 10th. I think at the moment, Lupuki's just lifted. He said, look, you know what, mate? I'm not even going to battle with you for that. He did lift. He let him through. He's letting Canhu just get up the road there and try to catch Thunberg now. Thunberg.
It's not his pedal. It's not his pedal. He just needs to try into the slipstream, keep into the slipstream now, salvage what he can, and hang on with it until, I don't know, maybe his tires can make it to the end, but it will be a tough job. He has to nurse them through corners, and yeah, he just knows which pedals to pick, I guess. I think he knew that like Canhu's pace on these fresh tires is just unbeatable, I'd say.
And Golden picking up penalty as well is going to hurt. 16 laps on those tyres. He needs to bring it home, but he's going to be losing a lot of pace. He's got to try to keep Senpai at bay. Senpai is 23 seconds behind him at the moment. But Senpai is about to turn everything he possibly can up, as well as Canhu. So who's going to be first to get that fastest lap? Is it going to be Can? I think Can's going to have this fastest lap right now. Then it might get stolen away from Senpai. That's the two drivers that are quickest on the track right now. Canhu, it's a 117.4 last lap. And I'll tell you what, that's going to be absolutely smashed by Senpai.
Yeah, he had purple 1 already.
He's got the purple 2.
Purple 2, no?
Let's go on board with Senpai and give it a bit of screen time, because once again, he's got clean air. Look, he's got nobody up the road. He's got to put his head down. He's got to get on with it. That spin cost him from P3 down to P10, and there it is. That's a 16.7. He's shaved 2 seconds, at least 3 seconds off the Williams up ahead. And, well, I'll tell you what, the leader at the moment, that's on what, as you know, he's got some pace. Is 18 seconds the leaders are doing.
Yeah.
And they're also getting invalidations as well, some of them as well. Well, 6 seconds between both of those guys at the front. So Angry Dude could look good here, but he's on 18-lap tyres. I think the person that might be on the podium, which is the person I predicted to be on the podium at the start of the race, if you're not mistaken, that will be the Racing Point driver of Thunberg.
Yeah.
He's got fresh tyres. And they're boxing at the front.
Now it's
a pit lane battle. Ooh.
Ferrari got hold up by the Alfa Romeo there. Same engine, but not the same strategy.
Yep, look at that.
So
The Racing Point driver up into P4 now. And he doesn't have any penalties at all to play. Pro has 9 seconds of penalties. Malcolm X has no penalties, but Malcolm X has old tyres. And look at that. It's going to be overtaken anytime right now. Oh, if the Racing Point driver doesn't go off the road. You don't want to bet it right now, my friend. I've put predictions on you to get a podium. It's looking quite solid. From P9 up to a podium will be brilliant on a different strategy, alternative strategy as well. Maybe he started on those mediums, now he's on those hards. It's paid dividends for him.
definitely went very well for him.
Definitely a strategy game right now, as you guys know. It's pure strategy, tyre management as well. Don't try to drive around the outside there yet. Bite your time. I think he's getting frustrated right now. There it is. Malcolm's just lifted completely. I think Malcolm doesn't want to basically bin it. His tyres can't hold out anymore. So there you go. This is the man up to a podium. I think he's got this podium. He can secure this podium if he can bring this car home now. He's too far ahead. He could P2 because look at this. Pro's now boxing. Look who brings into play now. Can Ho up into P5. Actually, a little P4. And that's Angry Dude boxing. He's gone out ahead of Senpai. Senpai's got that gap down to 11, 12 seconds now to Tritech. But Tritech's got some fresh boots. So Senpai needed a few more laps, I think, to try to get past them.
And the guys who pitted late just fancy to put on softs right now. Probably aiming to steal the fastest lap and get some points.
Yep. You're absolutely right. Angry Dude's going to be about the first one to set the fastest lap soon. As he's got some fresh boots on. The Ferrari driver without penalties as well. Looking good for a podium, I'd say, for him. Look good for a podium for Can Ho. Malcolm X is going to be struggling big time. Look at the differences we're on board too with Pro, with Golden Globe. It's like an F2 car versus an F1 car, and the F2 car being Golden Globe. Oh, and that's a tap as well. Pro's got to be very careful. You've got to understand, these drivers aren't braking early just to brake check you. They're braking early because there's no traction left in that car.
Yep.
You can easily outbrake them, but you've got to be careful.
He has all the traction in the world with his soft tires.
Yeah,
they give him everything. He can push where he wants.
You've got to be patient. That's the thing. This is the thing. They get greedy. Here, you're going to have to just follow this car through turns 13. He's going to send up the inside, okay? He's going to say, you know what, because I'm not going to beat my time. I don't want to waste my time. Tritec's going to be next to take this position away from Golden Globe. I think Golden Globe's going to try to stretch this at the end. He's probably losing too much time. Oh no, he's going to get overtaken by the Alfa Romeo driving. Maybe I'll try to hold off Senpai towards the end. Unmod at the moment. Oh, he's setting it up the inside. He can brake a lot later. Yes, he has. It's just like he didn't lose a front end plate there. So that's Tritec up the road there. He's battling it out there with Pro and Angry Dude. That's where they're going to be bringing it this evening. They're trying to catch Pookie. He's going to be struggling on those tyres. Malcolm X is going to be trying to catch the back of Thunberg, but I think he just can't. Who is going to be his closest rival? I think Unmut's just nursing these tyres, even though they're 20 lapped. He's got a lot of breathing space. He's got a 21-second gap. He's almost going to have a pit stop in hand soon. I think that's what he's trying to build, a pit stop. That way he can cover off Thunberg if his tyres start to go off towards the end. He can go in.
Yeah, of course. And
but he's nursing 3 seconds. Sorry, he's nursing 6 seconds penalties. He can't afford to do that now. He has to stay ahead. He can't afford to box.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, if he boxes now, he'll lose. He can't. I don't think there's no way he's going to do it on those hard tyres. Try to build up, a 27-second gap? No, he won't. He's just going to have to stay there. He's going to have to try to cover off Thunberg for another 6 laps. Fastest man across the line right now will be this Haas driver. There it is. And that's Pro. Actually, he wasn't the fastest. Yes, he was. He's 116.2. It didn't show on the screen. Now, where's Alonso Senpai? Is still a P10. He's maintained that gap now. It's 11 seconds. He hasn't done as much damage as I thought he would be able to do on those fresher tyres. So, but he's got to steal that position away from Golden Globe.
At least on track, maybe. And
yeah.
Let's see about the penalties. So there's a couple of penalties going on in the back. There are 2 9ers for Amazing and Tritec, and 9, 10, and 11 have all 3 seconds penalties. So no position gaining from there. And Pro Amazing, just for good measure, collects another one, ups it up to 12 seconds. If he doesn't carve out some time, he might lose a lot of positions.
Yeah, he could even lose it out to Senpai if he keeps that up. Well, Canwho's now caught the back of Malcolm X, to be expected. Malcolm X struggling with his tyres. Canwho's looking for a podium right now. The AlphaTauri driver. He just needs to basically get on with it, get up the road. You can see he's going to have a little bit more traction. He's going to get Malcolm easily up into turn 1 with that DRS activation. He can easily outbrake him here. There. And there it is. Malcolm X can't do too much about that one at this point. Malcolm X dropping back. He's got to be careful of Pookie a little bit further down the road. But then again, he can try to hold off Pookie because Pookie's nursing 3 seconds penalties. So Malcolm X can still look for securing a P4 this evening. Up 9 positions as well from the start of this race. But he's going to be in puncher territory for sure with 23 lap hard soft medium tyres to go to the end. He can't afford to box right now. It's going to drop him all the way back.
He kind of missed the window. It feels to me like he just didn't get the call, or why did he not call him in? He had a little bit of a chance right there, but now he just can't afford it. He has to charge his batteries. He has to nurse these tires. If he pits now, he's out of the points.
Yeah, he's out of the points. Exactly. And then even so, you got the fresh tires. You've got a lot of cars to overtake as well, and that's, as you know, it's not always the easiest thing. It is easier when you have the best tires, but then again, some of those guys that, like we're looking at the moment, Angry Dude, Pro, Tritec, they're all on fresh tyres, so they're not going to be easy to overtake. Golden Globe would be a sitting target, but that's it. Look at this. Angry Dude should have so much more traction, and that will be Pookie. Just once again, just a carbon copy of what we saw basically in the last lap. And those softs even had even more grip than those mediums that what Canwho had, and look at that, he just driven completely around the outside there of the Mercedes. And that's Angry Dude up into P5, which essentially will turn into a P4 based on those penalty situations. Handful of laps remaining now. Angry Dude getting on with it. Pookie's got to be worrying about Pro behind him. This Pro's going to be just stealing those times. He's just shaving 1/10 off him almost every corner.
But he doesn't have to worry too much, because he's the one with only 3 seconds penalties, and the 2 guys behind him collected now 12 seconds penalties.
That's right, actually. Yeah, exactly.
So he just needs to keep them at bay, or keep very, very close for the remaining 2 laps, is it? And should be kind of safe P6 for him. The battle is now for Angry Dude for P4. If he can catch Malcolm, does Malcolm
Well, not
keep
if.
the nerve?
He will.
Yes, right, he will definitely.
Because,
We see some lockups from him.
Malcolm X has got to be careful right now. He can't afford to be battling with these cars. Because he's on, no doubt, really close to the tyre puncher bubble. So if he tries to outbrake himself and, goes too wide or causes some sort of problem there, runs out the chicane, he's going to eat through those tyres. And if he gets a puncture, then they forget about it. There's no positions at all. It's a DNF. So it's really got to let the Ferrari through, I'd say. It's not your battle. It's not your fight. And try to just conserve those tyres as much as you can. And you can see him just like there it is. He's lifted.
Yeah, just like that.
He's got to be careful of Pookie butt behind him because Pookie is on similar tyres. Just say Pookie's tyres are a little bit fresher. But then again, do you just let Pookie through? I'd say, they both had the same amount of penalties. There's 3 seconds between him and Pookie. So what you see is what you're going to get for those finishing positions between them. But then again, Malcolm, once again, he's got to be careful of those tyres. He doesn't know. He's not going to let Pookie through easily. I can tell you that right now. He did the right thing, I think, let Angry Dude through because it wasn't his fight. He's got to be nursing that car home. And Pookie for a fact is going to put as much pressure as he possibly can on that Red Bull. So he wants that P5 position. And Malcolm X almost dumbing it into the pit lane entrance, isn't it? And try to trick Pookie, but Pookie's going to have so much more of a run here, isn't he? Look at that. Straight line speed. You can even see a battle behind them as well, too, of Tritech, which we'll go back to on Pro. On the penultimate lap of this race as well. So Ulmut has this one in the bag, and Tunbak, I'd have to say as well, definitely has that P2. Canwho's got looking good for that P3. So that's it. That will be your top 3. The rest of this lap now, the rest of this basically 10 kilometers is going to be deciding what are these other switcheroo positions going to occur here for round 7.
Just dropping down the field, maybe really conserving just his tires. We don't know if they're maybe already wibbly wobbly, but for now, if he can keep it close, P6 will just drop down again due to his penalties. I don't think he can carve out 9 seconds to Malcolm. We'll see about that. So Malcolm might just get P6 back. And yeah.
I think Malcolm will. Malcolm will definitely, because there's the penalties right now as I'm showing you up at the screen there. So nothing Ulmut has to worry about. He's got a 6-second gap easily to Tunbak. Tunbak has no pressure there from Canwho because they've got no penalties. Even if he does pick up a late penalty, he's still okay. Canwho's okay if he picks up a late penalty from Angry Dude. Unless Angry Dude can try to shave that time off, but he doesn't have enough time on his side because we're on the last lap essentially now, almost. We are.
And have a look at P10. Our child has arrived back home. He has actually...
He's going to take Golden Globe as well.
Yeah. At least 2 points he can get out of this.
Yeah, it's a good recovery drive, I'd say. Here we go, late braking up the hill there. I don't think anything Golden Globe can do about that. The tyre difference is just too much. Golden Globe on 27 lap hards as well as our race leader. So that's it. He'll get that one. The penalties are the same too between those two drivers. But Senpai has to get on with it because look at this. Oh, he's got...
We have a Red Bull spinning. It's Malcolm losing his
Malcolm.
tires. He went into the grass.
Does he have a flat?
Oh.
No, he doesn't. Certainly pushing it. Our race leader's won this race. And that's how far up the road he was. We missed it completely. Racing Point driver of Tumbuk. Well, I said he was looking good, wasn't he? Starting from P9. We finished this race in P2, so it was a good, solid performance. Alternative strategy has certainly paid off for the Racing Point driver. Canwho, starting in P6, the only driver that's had 2 pit stops this evening will finish in P3. The first of the drivers, per se. Tritech will very well lose out this position to Angry Dude, as Angry Dude will steal that one away. And Pookie, Tritech drops down to P4 there, missing those penalties. Pro is going to lose a position as well to Malcolm X, who's going to eventually bring that car home, doesn't he? From 28 lap hard medium tyres, there it is. And the man that you said it's come back there last minute damage limitation from starting P3 is going to be finishing in P9, Golden Globe P10, and Munzie will round out the top 10, just bringing that one home. Bonkers in P11, 17. Bonkers did 17 laps on those mediums, 17 laps on those hards, just like Tumbak did. Just didn't pay off dividends for him.
No, it didn't. And I gotta say, like, Umut finished so far ahead of everyone. It was like he was in a different time zone. I think he was dominating the whole race. He pretty boring. The best fights we've seen was in the midfield. Driver of the day, Tumbak. He deserved it. From P7 to no, he gained 7 positions from P9 to P2, right?
Yes, he did.
And just
Yes, he did.
amazing.
Tumbo controlled it from the fastest lap, obviously, and just really 7 laps on those mediums, and then finished it on the hard tyres. You could see it looks like an absolute. Is that Turkey domination for the top 3? I think it very well might be.
Yes.
As we'll go to those race
Yes.
results for you to read through for us.
Yeah, I was just watching the drivers spraying champagne over each other.
Yeah, need to cool down
Uh,
after that one.
Yeah, like I mentioned, like Umut, like again in another dimension, finishing days ahead or P1. Tumbak made like biggest winner today. First, we all wondered about his strategy if it was worth it, but it definitely paid out. Kenhu solid performance on P3, that's the podium, and Angdudu P4, Puki P5, Tritech 6, Malcolm in 7, who sadly lost his tires or at least his car in the end and couldn't quite maintain the position. There was more in it for him. Pro amazing. Alusha Senpai, Golden Globe, rounding out the P10. Nice work from the substitutes, going 1 point more again. Sadly, Bonker and Munzi didn't make it into the points, and the last two just DNF'd, one of them in the pits, actually.
It's your
So,
podiums right now. I don't have the names up there for the winners, but we do know who they were, as we just mentioned there. And obviously that P1 will go to Umut. Congratulations there. Next to him in P2 will be Tunbak. You'll get that second place there from P9 up into P2. Good solid drive there. And Kanhu making his way from P6 up into P3 will collect that third place trophy. That'll be it, I believe. Do we for the race?
yep,
So
that was it. Very, very nice commentating from you. I did my best to keep up with your pace and with your knowledge and with all your speech. But I really enjoyed. It wasn't as exciting as last season, but it was still a very tactical game. And at least from P3 downwards, not so sure until the last 2 laps. Maybe we saw some great recovery drives, some great comebacks, and I'm just gonna invite the podium into our little press conference room here.
yep.
And yeah, until then, I have like 1 or 2 minutes break. And give them time to gather up, to release the helmets and dry their faces.
Dry the champagne, exactly. From
Yeah,
that
dry
one.
their. Yeah. Let's see. So we have Tumbak already here, waiting for the other two. Okay. Okay. Kenho arrived. That's Umo joining. And our P2 Tumbak, I just dropped you down here. Nice to have you guys. While Biggles is preparing the podium vision.
I
for the
am?
stream.
I'm not preparing the podium vision. I can't. My apologies about that
Okay,
one.
so today we must maybe sacrifice the podium screen, but we do have now in the chat room our P3, which is Kenho P2 and Tumbak, and the winner is Umut. And as always, we're just gonna start with the interviews from P3. Kenho, how was the race for you? Did you expect the podium from the beginning? How was it?
Yeah, not really, because as everyone can see, I had, a bad qualifying session. But I was lucky, and in the start, I was able to get 3 positions, or I'm not sure. So yeah, that gave me confidence in the race. I didn't have the best tire strategy, but I had my confidence, a good pace, and podium came.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting, especially when the safety cars came up and a lot of people struggled for tire strategies, but you did a great job and a great drive, and I congratulate you for your
Thank you.
P3.
Yeah, fantastic as well, I'd have to say, because you were the first of the drivers that actually had the extra pit stop as well. So the two lads that finished ahead of you only had the 1 pit stop, and you made that 2 pit stop work. And certainly coming from P6 up into P3, as you said, you obviously got very lucky there off the start. Gained some positions, but you still had to keep your head down and
did
keep
you
it safe. Sorry?
Did you stream?
But
I'm not 100%
Let's continue,
sure.
let's
yeah,
continue.
Yeah, we're in interviews. So, yep. Anyway, that's Can Hu from P6 to P3. So good job for the AlphaTauri driver. Congratulations.
Thank you again.
Yeah, moving up to P2, Tumbak. Well, you certainly impressed us. Starting out from the back in the beginning, I was saying, well, being stuck there with the mediums, I don't know if this really is an advantage or not, but then you did the thing nobody expected, switched to the hards at some point, and just pulled it through to the end, gained 7 positions, driver of the day. Actually, you are the man.
Excuse
What do
me.
you say about that?
I predicted that. Did I at the start of the race?
Yes,
Go
you
back
did.
and look through
You
the
did.
stream, and I said, I bet you this man will be looking for a podium this evening. Go ahead. There.
Yes. To be fair, you did. I questioned your decision, but it worked out for you well, didn't it?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I chose to start on mediums. I think it was the right strategy for me. Then I started well. Actually, in 2 laps I was P6. Then I was going very well, and the safety car come out the track, and it ruined my strategy. Actually, I mean, I was going very well, and my tires were pretty good, and my opponents were about to pit, and safety car just come out the track and they pitted. I stayed on the track. Then after safety car, they didn't have to pit again, and I had to pit, and I was P9 or something, and I drove very well in my opinion. I had a solid performance, and I'm happy.
Yes, yes, you definitely can. You definitely should be happy because, like I said, it was a little unexpected. We were a little bit arguing, okay, he has to pit once more. Where will he come out? But you just made these tires work. Did an incredible work today. I'm proud of you guys, and great drive. Congratulations to you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. That was Tumbak from P9 all the way up into P2 with the alternative strategy starting on the mediums. 17 laps in mediums, and they did 18 laps towards the end there, and had plenty of time there. But obviously, P2 is fantastic, but you can't take it away from the man that's really owned the show this evening. So, Shanks, I'll let you bring in
Yes, indeed.
our race winner.
I have to introduce the champion once more. You did a fantastic race. You dominated like from start to finish. Actually, it was a little bit sad, wasn't it? You had a front low lockout with the Ferrari, but then the blocking didn't kind of work, and you couldn't do like team stuff. So you said like, okay, I'm just going on my own, and went ahead, and was never to be seen. So tell us, did you read a book while you were driving, or have you been bored in the front row? Anything?
I got bored in some point, but it was not very difficult race for me, and also this is the track that I already love the most.
Yeah. I gotta explain to the viewers, maybe Umut and I, and basically all of them right here, right now in the lobby. We know each other for a long time. I know this is one of your favorite tracks, and you enjoy driving it. And you had kind of an easy job, I think, just going ahead once you had the clean air. But fantastic drive again. You have set it mad times in qualifying, and everything just worked out for you, right? And Ferrari might be point-wise. I haven't checked yet, but you might have overpassed Racing Point again. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
probably.
How does it feel? How does it feel having the championship or the leadership, at least for the moment, back in your hands? How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels bad, but I know that I was going to take in one day
Yeah,
the title back.
yeah, of course. And now you are in the defending position. And tell us, was there some kind of when you had the front row lockout? I'm really interested in the start situation because Angry Dude kind of lost out in this race a little. And was there any tactics going on? Have you been like, okay, we have to block the corner for the other ones, or did you plan
I
anything?
tried to give more space for my teammate because I know he started second.
Yeah, that was Angry Dude.
I just tried to
Me
give
too.
him some space. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
all. I
Well,
didn't do special.
Well, in any case, again, great race, great points for you, great win. Very tactical race, maybe not for you. Your tactics was like just keeping it clean and driving it home, and you made it work, and you made Ferrari great again, at least for tonight.
Make
tonight.
Ferrari
Yeah,
great again.
luckily the safety
I-
car didn't ruin my strategy.
Yeah, I have a question. Obviously, you're about half a second. I think you're about almost half a second a lap quicker in qualifying, and you probably even had more pace if you wanted to. You didn't really feel too threatened, so that was it. And obviously, I think the question is already answered whether or not how you feel about this track, because you obviously love it, and that's the reason why you are so blisteringly fast when it comes to the qualifying. I just wanted to check with you as well before you leave and get back to your pit, get back to the Ferrari garage and celebrate. 28 laps on the end of those hards. What percentage were they at?
Oh, they were 75 or 70.
Ooh.
I didn't check in the race, but in lap 23 they were 60%. Yeah.
Okay.
No, not 23. 33.
33.
Yeah.
Mate, you were just
It
nursing
was-
them home, I guess, at the end there too,
Yeah.
because you had a 20-second gap really at the moment to the Racing Point driver, so you didn't really have to push.
Yep. I was trying to drive calm and chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go to the finish line.
And that you
Yeah.
did. Up the road. 20 seconds
Yeah.
ahead of everybody else. So, congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations also from me. Thanks for joining, guys. I'm seeing you guys next Saturday. And yeah, you can go celebrate now in the lobby and talk to Baku a bit, I think, because he really needs some pat on the shoulder, I guess. He made a good comeback into P9. Maybe you comfort him a little.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, that was Senpai you're referring to it there. Yeah, exactly. He came back, started in P3, had a little moment there earlier, but then he made his way back into the points. He didn't give up. He didn't surrender. He didn't quit. And that's what you like to see of a driver. So
Yes.
put his head down, and he had to make up a huge gap as well, too. I think it was like a 30-second deficit. He got pretty close there towards the end. So that was pretty good. Anyway, yep, that'll be it from
Really impressive.
us.
Impressive. Yeah,
Nice.
thank you, Biggles, again for joining us here on Tuesday in the commentary booth. I very much enjoyed our time. I hope I did my best to keep up the quality with you, but you're just amazing. And you guys in the chat are amazing, of course. And everybody watching this is amazing. The racers are amazing. Just La Liga Fiesta. It's always a fiesta with us.
Oh,
Thank you for joining.
yes, it is.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, Biggles, and I'm looking forward to hear you at least next Tuesday.
Thank you. Yep, it's been a pleasure, and good luck. And thank you for popping your commentator cherry with me this evening. Here.
Yeah, I enjoyed more than I can tell. I was just a little nervous and I didn't know
don't
what
worry
to
about
say,
it,
but it all worked out, I guess.
We got plenty of champagne to celebrate right now to calm those nerves. Bit of Dutch courage, they call it, don't they? And just a last minute, Golden Globe said he had 85% on those hard tyres, and he obviously finished in P10. Just on starting in P14, which is good. He's got the Williams up there, got some points there. Yeah, and as I said, he had really struggled to his tyres, but he got him there towards the end. That was 28 laps too on those hards, 85%. That's it. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Look forward to
Thanks.
Tuesday. Look out for Tuesday. Sorry, Saturday for the next race. So
Next race Saturday, we'll hopefully we'll have a stream, but we will have you back on Tuesday, I believe, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing, guys. See you next time for the next race, which is I have to look it up. It's embarrassing, but it will be Italy. It will be Monza on Saturday, and next Tuesday then Austria with Mr. Biggles and hopefully Zulu back in the commentator chair again. Thanks. Bye bye.